pleasant, because when our mind is too alert, it is, afflicted with all sorts of excitements, and then our thoughts chase after different events and ideas and so on, as a result of which we get either elated or depressed. Or when mental sinking arises, it sort of gives you a kind of a respite. Sometimes it can be quite pleasant because it's like a kind of a restful state of mind, but it is actually an obstacle to meditation. So we can see that this mental sinking that we are talking about here, at some level, mental sinking, which is literally the Tibetan word mukpa translates as cloudiness. There's a kind of a cloudy state of mind. So it's something that can be, as I explained before, it can be quite pleasant. And in fact, we can see that even in animals. For example, like if we look at birds and cats, the birds, when they are well fed, then you can see that they are kind of almost in a kind of a tranquil state, completely kind of relaxed. Similarly, when we see a well-fed, happy cat, you hear the cat making this kind of whirring kind of noise. And we can perhaps say that the cat is in this mental sinking state.
다 지원수잖아요. 쌤도 직세하고 이래버지. 미고스 미고디 세하고 이래버다 지원이야. 낭식 차라 먹고 야서. 차라 숨도 쉐버리. 지원을 아빠. 지원 어레다. 지원 딩소로다. 지원배 차와. 근데 쉐버리. 제다가다 지원수잖아요.
So mental dullness or sinking that we spoke about is at a much sort of coarser level, whereas mental laxity, which is in a sense a result of mental sinking, is felt much more at a subtle level. In fact, for a meditator, it is said that it's difficult to distinguish between genuine meditation and mental laxity, because the problem with mental laxity of the mind, is that at that state there is a clarity. You haven't lost the focus of your attention on the meditation, but what is lacking is that there is no alertness of mind. And for a serious meditator, it is said that it is very important to be able to distinguish between subtle laxity and genuine meditation, because within the laxity there are said to be different degrees.
지변이 초아슬나 초아슬바이나 심 미팅간 만해버체 심 유신리야 초등에 나들이야 이니 지 룽마된 연구야래 가다지 시랑 초아 연구래.
The third factor, that obstacle that we spoke about, is mental scattering, and this refers to very general sort of problems of our thought. When we try to focus on a particular object, we find that our mind immediately loses its attention, gets completely distracted, and it can be distracted by various things which are pleasant, things which are unpleasant, and so on and so forth. This is a kind of a particular aspect of our mind, whereas the fourth obstacle is a subsect of this mental scattering, which is in the text referred to as mental distractions. But here we are referring more specific to distractions to pleasant objects, because the reason for sort of specifying that as a separate class is because in our meditation, what distracts us most is the pleasant thoughts. Some kind of recollections of a past experience, that's something we would like to see, or something that we have enjoyed. So that these kind of recollections of these thoughts often are the sort of major interferences for a successful meditation discipline. So of these four obstacles, the two principal ones are mental distraction and mental laxity.
다 디니기 오래 다 되네 목벌이야 배지다 지 가서 야는 지금 dob자 망잡에 서로 야는 지금 니베 만답에 서로 야 지금 깔래 가서 서로 되게 도안이 뭐 용대 용도가 딱 걸거래야 세트지 dob자에 거래 딱 개치주식이 치주카세 말아서 결론이야 좀 되게 치주카세 가서 그게 미로원신 소야디 가다 지你到社会上呀，你这绿到是养养呀，做好路呀，没是俺都做好的路用的。这呢，我觉得呢，这个送给啊的，看到干嘛这个，但是可对呢，这七年俺做日不通过用呀，顶着等得多啊，顶着等得呀的。这里面就是呢，但我觉得做的是这个社区的这个团呢，知道休息不这些。
Now, as a means of dealing with these obstacles, particularly with mental sinking, the dullness of mind that we spoke about earlier, it seems to have a lot to do with our physical state. For example, like if we are deprived of sleep, we experience this kind of dullness. If we don't follow the right kind of diet, it affects our mind in a particular way. And what we eat also makes a difference, and how much we eat also makes a difference. It's because of this, in the Buddhist tradition, for the ardent members of the monastic order, Buddha has advised them not to eat after lunch. And the reason is that too much excessive eating leads to a kind of a dullness of mind. And the reason for that is that when the monks don't eat after lunch, then they can maintain a certain clarity of their thoughts for meditation. And also when they wake up the next morning, and they will have this sharpness of mind.
다 증오사야 돼. 증오사야 아니 샘팡 맞잖아. 샘 낭도 뒤체나. 아니 샘파수 초고를 돼 다수 용치 메나야. 아니 샘그 그게 당자로 가서 그게 배르고 총이 배 가서 배 릭처로 서버다 배 총셔로 고 아니 예 냠주고 요래 마당쳐 요래. 그래서 리민도 산에 다 진외 냠볼이야 샘팡 토르당고 요래. 샘팡 토르당하게 탑시디 샘을 지금 쫀한래야로 지금 샘을 배 까만래야로 충분히는 샘팡 토르고 요래. 지점 스냅니다. 다 샘팡 토르 전에 아니 샘마지 배 리보마지 답에 녀업대로 지 코인이야 상용고 요래. 봐. 칭대로야 상용이지. 그래서 리미도 전에 샘팡 혈자배 왕기 지원용인도 전에 대년볼라 샘팡 토르당고 요래. 샘팡 토르당하디 가두게야게 유진래야 참배이나 아니 지원도 세도도.
It is said that the reason why this kind of level of laxity arises in our meditation is because there is not enough alertness, and also the state of mind has sort of gone down too low. So what is required here is to find a way of lifting up your mind, and one of the best ways in which we can do this is try to create a kind of a joyfulness in ourselves. And we can reflect upon our own achievements, positive aspects of our life, and so on and so forth, which then help you bring a kind of a joyfulness within you, and then that will lift up your mind. So that's one of the principal kind of methods for dealing with this kind of sinking mental laxity.
어레 다 증원을 증원 지당 룸어된 야 증원 개화 연구해 봐 증원 참모를 개화 연구해 봐 개회 믹딘 다 개회 믹딘서 어레 샘지 다 믹버 디자 다 그다음에 미다고도 검세 미다고도 우리 옆에 제시도 배도 냐바샤니 샘비게 개심지 차니 여대버지 야 처음에 증원 수고 그돌이야 아니 증원 개화 처리요서 샘 지집이 띵인지로 그 두스 아다 개회 로시차 라다 근데 개미 미국도 되는 거지 개미 미국을 믿게 돼. 다 간다 개별로 샤니